What's up, Metal Summoners? Welcome. It is Wednesday night. You know what's going on. It is the Metal Summit here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live. So we thank you guys all so much for joining us as always. You know, we're your island of misfit toys. We're exactly where you like to be because the beginning of the week is over and the party starts right now as we lead into the weekend. So we always appreciate you guys so much for tuning in with us. For Angel Alamo, we've got Bobby Dreyer. We will have Psycho Steve, and as always, I'm Jay. But that's enough about us. We talk about ourselves enough. It's all about her. We've got Rachel Lorin joining us this week. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, guys. So I literally just got exited out right before. Did you see that? I had to re-enter the studio.
Yeah.
There was a flash flood warning alert that popped up on my phone that pushed me out of the studio. I was like, well, there goes my interview. So I don't know. It was like, maybe it's not meant to be. But hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. No, don't worry. We would never let that happen to you for sure.
Well, there's nothing more rock and roll than a lightning thunderstorm happening when you're in the middle of trying to talk to some metalheads, right?
Thunderstruck, girl. We got you.
Exactly.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep. No, 100%. But no, we thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your evening to spend with us and get to talk a little bit of music, get to talk a little bit about, well, not even a little bit. We get to talk a lot about you. And so we appreciate you making the time for us.
Hell yeah. I'm really actually excited about it. I've wanted to be on the show for quite a bit. Good friends with Steve, Psycho Steve. So it's an honor. It's a pleasure.
All right. No, we would definitely appreciate it. So we'll start things right off with you. So we were talking off the air a little bit about a charity event that you just were doing. So talk a little bit about what you were just doing and talk also a little bit about getting back to music like a lot of the bands have been.
Sure. Well, yesterday I actually did a cool little live feed charity for Gritty and Pink. They were doing a sweet relief music fund for females in the music industry that are affected by COVID. And it's really amazing charity. I think it's great when there are charities for actual musicians because you hardly ever see that. And then I just did a charity for Joshua's Camp, which gives money to families with kids with cancer. So, you know, there's not enough of that, I think. And that was an amazing show. We raised $150,000, which was crazy. I donated like 2 of my guitars and we got those auctioned off. And it was an amazing show. And speaking of storms, we were surrounded by tornadoes except where the concert was. So we could see like all these storms around us, but we were dry and safe. It was crazy experience. So that was amazing. And it's you know, it's been touch and go. It's been really difficult not performing, not touring. I did a little mini tour with 4 shows like a month ago, which was amazing to get my feet wet again. And then it just kind of stopped again. So it was a tease and I was really excited. It was almost, a year and a half that I hadn't hit a stage and I was so excited. And then, all of a sudden it stops again. So, it's been hard. It's been very hard. I've been dealing with some personal things and then, of course, losing my father, all at such a really terrible time, right before COVID hit, all this stuff happened. So I've been trying to deal with it best I can with my mom and my family and my boyfriend by my side, but it's not easy. It's not easy for any artist. I preach to the choir when I say that it's not easy. I think all of us are struggling right now. It's not like we can up and get, a job that we've not, that we're not trained for. We're artists. It's what we do. I'm a singer. I don't know how to do work. You know what I mean? Right. So it's definitely a new world. I'm hoping that we can be back out there safely and as quickly as possible because I just think that we're all really sick of the situation now. I'm sick of, shows and calendars getting booked up and then getting canceled like a month later when you've gotten everything prepared. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating on me, on my band, and on every musician and every performing artist.
Absolutely, for sure. And we love the fact that you're doing these benefits and that you're involved in that kind of stuff. Like, Angel and Steve, as are, Steve being a cancer survivor of his own. Angel recently lost his mother to cancer, so we're always a very tight little brotherhood when it comes to that kind of stuff as well, because it hits so close to home for us. So we definitely appreciate, you
There's
know.
nothing worse than it, and I don't think that there's enough. I don't think there are enough charities. I don't think that there's enough awareness. I don't think that there's enough of a platform for a cure. I mean, there should already be a cure by now,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. And it's heartbreaking how many people we lose. It really is. So, I mean, my dad, you know, he had brain tumors. They weren't cancerous, but
Gotcha.
unfortunately, I mean, he had 8 brain surgeries. He survived. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing man. And finally, that last one, unfortunately, accidentally took him, and it was a shock to all of us. But yeah, I mean, I think that there just is not enough of a spotlight on unfortunate sicknesses that people get, especially cancer. And I think there is not enough money in the world that you can raise, you know, that would help. That's why I think everyone needs to put their heads together.
Absolutely, 100%. So before I bring in Bobby for his next segment, talk a little bit about what you were doing like during COVID and during the pandemic. So obviously, with you not kind of being pulled in as many directions when it came to like, you know, touring, traveling, probably, you know, more interviews and things like that. How did you find that you spent a lot of your COVID time? Were you able to sit with your thoughts, write new music? Because I assume it was
too many
a
thoughts.
little bit.
Too many thoughts in my head.
Too many thoughts. Well, you're a singer. That's kind of it comes with the territory.
Yes. Well, you know, that's a great question. God, I was. Oh, that's my dog chiming in. Penelope. It was all about inventing, like reinventing, finding new ways to keep one busy and finding new ways to reinvent yourself. And so, you know, at first, obviously, I kind of hit a depression. Absolutely. I was very depressed because I had quite a big tour prepared. And I just literally sat on the couch for the first, I don't know, couple of months and just ate potato chips and watched Netflix and just felt sorry for myself, like I think everyone did. But then I kind of teamed up with all my, you know, producers and co-writers, and I'm like, I'm gonna go crazy if we don't make music. I will go batshit mad. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but I will go crazy.
You can do anything you want.
All right, I'll go fucking crazy if I don't
There you
make music. So you know, I had everybody come to my home in Atlanta. You know, it was 3 of us at a time, 4 of us, and we would just sit in my studio and we wrote, and I ended up with like an album's worth of material to be putting out. So, you know, that has actually benefited me because I've been putting out single after single after single, music videos after music videos. So it definitely helped me. I stayed creative the entire time. I got out of my funk. I got out of the depression phase, and I literally just went to the gym and wrote a bunch of music. And I thought, what better way to take up all of this time than, you know, work? So no, I wasn't getting paid, but I certainly had an amazing time being that creative, and being in an environment where I just could just put all of my thoughts on paper. That's when I wrote my song for my father. It's when I wrote, my dog is very hyper. It's when I wrote a bunch of stuff about my past relationship that was very abusive, you know, and I escaped that by the skin of my teeth. And it was good therapy for me. And yeah. Oh, and here's my mom. Hi, Mom. Come here real quick.
Hey.
I want her to come in. We're just talking about how I survived COVID. We survived. Hi.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Moms rock.
Hi. And this is Penelope, who won't be quiet. But yeah, we stayed busy.
I'm the cool one.
She's the coolest one. Yes, we stayed busy. I made a lot of music, drove my mother crazy. Yes, I did. Yeah, but I did stay busy in the creative department, which has almost, I feel like, over prepped me for the rest of life. Almost like once COVID's over, I have just boatloads of music to put out, just boatloads. You know, I have too much now. I'm just too excited. I keep telling my manager and my distribution label, I'm like, I want to put out more music. They're like, slow down because I literally have just a backlog of songs that are all mixed and mastered and music videos that are finished that I'm like, I want to put these out, and I'm just rushing things. So yeah, I mean, it actually ended up being a great thing. I stayed safe and we all stayed healthy. None of us got COVID, thank God. But I did work my butt off as far as music goes, being creative goes.
Nice. That's awesome. And there's, there's something to be said for the kind of aggression to music being put out that you're showing, and it's definitely something to be admired. But, also at the same time, it's, that's their jobs, is also to kind of keep you in check, keep the fans wanting more and keep the excitement like coming for what they for what they have to look forward to. So, they're just looking out for you. So we definitely
trust me, it's not me. If I could release a song a day, I would, but it's not.
Oh, we definitely believe that for sure. Absolutely.
Would. I like, you understand. Like I would totally be putting out a song a week if I could, but they definitely pull back the reins a little bit. They're like, slow down, let people gradually become fans. You don't want to overload anybody. So
sure. No.
That's that's the situation, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm still writing, which is hilarious. Like it's actually kind of hilarious because now I'm writing music. I'm like, well, this is better than the other stuff that I was going to release. So now I'm spoiled with choice, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And I'm proud of my work. I don't have an ego, but I'm proud of my work. I'm very confident in what I'm going to put out.
Oh, that's awesome. We definitely look forward to hearing it. And that's actually a fantastic segue. So let's bring in our guy who knows a little bit about keeping bands in check and getting singles released and cracking the whip, not only in the studio, but maybe even in some other places. Bobby Dreyer, it's all you, bro.
It's all about the whip. Nothing wrong with whips and chains and everything else. So I got a great shout out from a good friend of mine, Caleb Rappaport, who's with Nerd Halen. And he was like, oh my God, Rachel's on. I remember her from the Ultimate Jam Night out in LA. And Caleb's out there. He does Nerd Halen with Hal Sparks. And you've done a couple gigs with a couple good friends of mine, with Doug Pinnick and everybody else.
I love them all, man. They're all good people.
Yeah, so everybody's giving you great shout outs tonight. They're hitting me up. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe she's here.
I can't believe I'm here. It's been overdue. I've wanted to be on this show forever. And it's so funny you bring up the Ultimate Jam Night because that's probably one thing I miss the most about live shows is jams. Jams with good friends, jams with our amazing, talented musician friends. It's like it's breaking my heart. And they're like the best people. So
we know NAMM is coming back. So Winter NAMM will be back in January. So the Ultimate Jam will be there. So let's keep that one under your wraps. So really what I want to throw out to you right now is I read the whole thing. How did you get your interaction with Pitbull? Which I think is,
That's hilarious. Good question. Actually, I was 17, 18. I got a call. I was in bed, of course, watching Netflix, eating Cheetos. I don't remember what the hell I was watching, but I got a phone call. I thought it was a prank call. And they were like, we found you on SoundCloud. We love your voice. How would you feel about being on a track with Omar Cruz and Pitbull? I hung up the phone. I was like, oh, this is a joke. Hung up the phone. They called me back. They're like, I think we got disconnected. I was like, no, I know this is a prank call. I hung up on your ass. And they were like, no, we're serious. And we'll give you writing credit and we'll pay you. We want your voice on this song. So I had a heart attack. They sent me this song. Pitbull was already on it. Omar Cruz was already on it. It's called Burning Up the Club. And I'm not even a club age yet. I'm freaking 17, 18. And I recorded the song, and it ended up charting in Japan. It charted in the UK. Very crazy. That was crazy to me. I thought it was a prank. I really did. It was interesting. Very interesting time in my life. But I still love the song.
How cool is that to be 17 and go, look, it's Pitbull. It's Mr. Miami.
Mr. 305. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And he's a cool dude. Like. I think everyone likes Pitbull. He's just a cool guy, very cool guy.
And the great thing too is your new single, that you have out. Very much from what I hear of it is I hear a little bit of Dua Lipa in there. I hear a little bit of Levitating. But the other thing I hear in there is Halsey. And which is
everyone keeps telling me that. I'm like, that's so
and I'm such a big look. You mentioned you lost your dad. Angel lost his mom. I lost my mom last year.
brutal.
And your song really hit me like that. And I kept
Goodbye.
going,
Yeah.
yeah. But I hear Halsey in your voice.
So I've heard that. I've heard Halsey. I've heard BB Rexa. I've heard Lady Gaga. I've heard a couple of different people, and I find it very cool. Like, to me, I used to be very angry if I got compared to people because I'd be like, oh, that's so annoying. But now it's very
Why?
and well, so this is the thing. Now I love hearing that I can be compared to pop artists or any artist whatsoever, because that means that it's got potential to be successful, because that means that's what other people are listening to and that's what other people like. So, I used to be like, oh, I want to be my own thing. And then once I started getting used to, these type of compliments, I was like, yeah, I love that. So no, but when Goodbye came out, it was filming that music video. I had about 5 meltdowns throughout the whole thing. My mom had to leave the room. I even made my boyfriend cry. I mean, it was just he hasn't lost a parent, but he has lost people close to him, and I think it's something that everyone can relate to. And it's just, I don't think it's just about losses. I think it's just about saying goodbye to things in general. It came right when COVID happened. It came right after that. So a lot of people lost people to COVID, and it was more of like a goodbye to a terrible year as well. But yeah, it reached 3.1 million views. I want to say like a couple of days ago. Almost had a heart attack. That was really cool to see. Yeah, it's
But Rachel, the really cool thing is if you can hit a lot of people and a lot of people outside of your genre that affects them, especially me and other people that really do it. A good song is a good song. It doesn't matter who you are. And so thank you for doing stuff like that. It's really cool that you did it. And the other person I hear in you with your tude is a little bit of early Kesha.
That's hilarious. Kesha. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard that name and she was awesome. I loved her. Growing up, I actually loved her. So
but you know what I'm saying? She kind of gave, look, I'm from Doylestown and Alicia's from here, Pink. So,
love Pink.
Who has got that big middle finger, who says, fuck you, do it,
Yeah.
And if you can go out there and really touch people by being, and I use the word authentic, and look, comparisons are great, but if you have authenticity, you're going to go very far.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. And I appreciate you saying that because I know, everyone's got their cult. All music has their, cult followers, and there are people like us that listen to everything. I believe in two genres, bad music and good music. And not everyone is like that. So it does make me feel good when I'll hear just heavy rock fan or a country fan, come up to me and be like, you've inspired me and I love your music and I love who you are as an artist. That makes me feel 10 times better than, if some, bubblegum pop fan comes up and is like, I love you. It's like, it almost doesn't mean as much when someone is telling you, no, I love this song. I love who you are as an artist and what you stand for. That's when it means the most. When you're touching outside of your comfort zone and your.
Well, you hit a metalhead like us, so.
But I am a metalhead. I grew up a metalhead. I was obsessed with Judas Priest when I was like 10. I'm like singing, Hell Patrol in the car with my mother, Led Zeppelin and stuff, like Immigrant Song when I'm like, yay, hi. I grew up being a heavy girl, like not heavy, but heavy, heavy. So.
But it's really cool. And I love that you're on that end because it's people like you and Lizzie Hale and Amy Lee who really come out, who have the sensitive side, but can come out and donkey punch a guy like us right in the groin.
I know that's the thing. That's the funniest thing about me as an artist. I think I do have softer music. I have harder music, but when it comes to the actual show, it's undoubtedly a rock show. I don't, there's no stops. I pull out a rock show. It's a band. It's a rock show. I will be screaming my head off and singing high notes and banging my head. I'm not gonna be singing with tracks, and I'm not lip syncing, and I don't have dancers. I put on a rock show, and that's what keeps me, still grounded and back on this earth and back with real music. That's what keeps me in the rock realm, and I'll never let go of those reins, to be honest, because I think that's where real music begins, is in the rock world.
Well,
forever.
And again, I really appreciate your influences from what I hear of your voice. And again, I'm one of those people like yourself, 2 genres.
Yep.
And I love a lot of different things. We had a great guest on here a while ago, a good friend of mine, Mark Hudson. His daughter wrote Levitating for Dua Lipa.
Very cool.
And she wrote Dark Horse for Katy Perry. So keep writing what you're doing.
Thank you. I freaking will. I love it. I love the guitar by the yellow one next to you, by the way. I keep eyeing.
I got to give a big shout out. There's Adam Reaver, FU Down. Yeah, it's his new guitars that come out, and Guitar World just did a whole thing. So I here for him.
That's badass. Very cool.
Oh yeah, we love our gear.
My God, that's gorgeous.
What's that one?
Oh, this one I love. This is like my little baby. It's a Les Paul body that's got a gold and glitter finish.
Look at the finish.
But it's actually from Brownsville, which in general isn't the most exciting guitars ever made. But I had the pickups put out, and I had custom pickups put in to give it a lot more balls.
That guitar is stunning.
Well, anything with sparkles and balls, I love.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I know that. You love your balls. I love my glitter. We know how this goes. And also for the record, Kesha, I love her. I think she's absolutely fantastic.
I think she's bomb.
No, she's totally awesome. I mean, you mentioned Lady Gaga. We all think that she's super duper fantastic as well, and stuff like that.
She's done a good job at crossing over different genres as well.
Absolutely, for sure.
A lot of artists have. I think that's the realization I came to. I was like, rock is really difficult, especially being a woman, if you want to start that way. So I was kind of hesitant on where to start, where to put myself, how to categorize, what I wanted to start with before I started branching out again. And that's why I love people like Lady Gaga, because they don't, sell themselves short, pigeonhole, and I love that. I love that.
Absolutely. Honestly, Gaga's people are probably sick to fucking death of me, because I've reached out so many times. I'm like, look, thanks to Metallica, everybody is starting to become aware that she's such a big metal person. Look, I knew about that 7 years ago.
Me
so
too.
I'm like,
Me too.
But I have yet to
when she was the black hair at the bitter end.
Yeah. I have yet to see her do a real metal interview on a metal show, where of course we're still going to talk about what's relevant to her, because that's our jobs. But 2 hours of her just simply talking metal. I haven't seen anybody do that, and I'm a real brat. And I'm like, her people are probably sick to death of me.
No.
And all that kind of stuff. But people that we're not sick to death of is our beloved Angel that we're going to pull down from the heavens. No. Angel, how are you, brother?
I am good.
Awesome,
I'm able to taste Jack Daniels again, which is fucking awesome.
I bet
God, did you have COVID?
You did.
And you're alive.
Yep, and I kicked his ass.
And Steve.
Yeah, me and Steve got COVID. We kicked his ass.
That's amazing.
Not being able to taste really sucked.
That sucks.
Not being able to taste Pepsi, pizza.
You're saying the best things.
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, exactly.
Penis. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I knew Bobby was going to say that.
Oh, bad Bobby. Bobby, we're 25 minutes into the show, man. Come on.
All right.
You know what? I got two cool things. It's not cool to get COVID, but also got a spanking in Nashville, so that made up for it.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Not
look,
by
we got
Bobby.
ACDC on next week, so I'm just getting.
Thanks a lot, dude. You just revealed the next guest for next week. You're not supposed to do that till Friday, dude.
That's all right. We got plenty more time with Rachel, so they'll forget about that until we put it out on Friday.
You know what?
Let's talk to you, brother. How are the Metal Summoners doing?
They're awesome. We definitely got Candy. Not the kind for Halloween, but Candy Burton. She has a really cool question. She wants to know, excuse me, let me just put the question up. Who is your biggest inspiration musically and professionally? No, musically and personally. Gosh, the Jack Daniels got me not reading.
Other things.
My brain.
Oh my gosh, that's well. Thank you for the question. Gosh, musically, it's changed. It's been changing since you would think I was bipolar. It began as Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, and then it changed to Robert Plant and Rob Halford. And right now, I would say Matt Bellamy from Muse, or Miles Kennedy. I'm a huge fan. Or Louis Capaldi. I think they're definitely my music inspirations. Absolutely. And it's definitely changed as I've grown up and, changed tastes in music. Personally, that's tough. I have to say my parents, to be cheesy as all hell. So sorry about that. But my parents and my boyfriend, I would say, have been my guidance through life. And even though my dad isn't here anymore, I still think his presence is with me, and his strength has carried me through things I didn't think I'd be able to get through, especially this past year, personal stuff. But I think if it weren't for them, I don't know where I'd be. I'm not saying that I'm a suicidal person, but I don't know where I would be. And I'd be in a tougher situation than I am without the support group that I've had, without my support system. So I do love my mom and my boyfriend and my brother and my dad in heaven, wherever you are. I know that he's with me and watching over me, and his strength it's definitely not unnoticed. And I know he's with me because I feel it all the time. I don't know what you guys believe in or don't believe in, but the truth is, you're not allowed to have an opinion until you've got until you've lost someone, and then you start experiencing like crazy things. Because I have experienced very crazy things. So, yeah, that's to answer your question. So thank you for that.
My question is, what's the two-part question? One is, when did you first start songwriting, and who do you write songs with? I know because of the storm, probably lost power, so we just wait for her to come back.
She'll pop back on and show.
Oh, she's just popped back up. I was gonna have Bobby sing, but we'll wait till later for that. No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Start again.
I'm sorry.
That's
Bobby was
okay.
getting ready to start singing, but we won't have that yet.
The
It's a two-part question.
Yeah.
At what age did you start songwriting, and who do you write with?
What do I write with? Okay. I started songwriting before I picked up an instrument. Absolutely. I started writing poetry more than songs. I would say when I was about, 12, 13, I was obsessed with poetry, and I was obsessed with like writing down my emotions and rhyming. I was just trying to make myself feel cool. And then it turned into songs and inspiration a little bit later. But I've picked up piano. My parents put me in piano when I was 9. So I started with that, and then I started learning guitar when I was 15. I think guitar is absolutely my number one go-to when it comes to songwriting. Absolutely. So many options with chords, and it feels more comfortable to me. Absolutely.
Just a quick comment from Candy. She said, "You're also radiating positivity. I love it."
Thank you. I think I get that from my mom. She's a very positive, uplifting person. She's very bubbly, like all the time, even when no one's in the mood for it. Like at 5 a.m, if we have to catch a flight, she's like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Shh, no, no." And she's a very bubbly person. So I think I get that from her. So thank
It's a
you.
fun day. Obviously, very bubbly.
Very
as well.
bubbly. Yeah.
We're going to kick it back up to our lovely Jay, who's just full of love and positivity.
Always love and positivity. That's exactly what we do for sure. But that's really what we're all about, you know? I mean, it's been a trying time for everybody, but music, regardless of the genre that you listen to, it ties everybody in some way. Like there's nothing I found that, you know, outside of like a physical person, whether it be like, you know, parents, family, or a loved one that kind of gives you like that joy and stuff like that music does. So we're definitely all about that for sure. 100%. So Rachel, when it came to you singing, talk a little bit about you getting involved in singing. So from my understanding, when you got into singing, you were taking voice lessons from actually a alumnus of this show, in Tony Harnell. So our understanding is that you took vocal lessons from her, as in from him, and then you know, obviously, and then obviously continued it on your own. You know, continuing your singing, your songs. You know, doing covers and all that kind of stuff. So talk a little bit about just growing your voice and training it to sing.
Yeah, I started in choirs when I was a kid. I loved being in choirs growing up. It was really fun. I loved it, but I didn't think that I was a singer per se. I wanted to be a vet growing up. I loved animals, so I had no interest in any of this, in any sort of lifestyle that I am living now. I had no interest. I just loved animals. That was the only thing that was on my mind. And then I got scouted on the street for modeling randomly when I was 9 years old, from Elite Models, and they wanted to shoot me. Not shoot me, but shoot me, test shoot me. And I know, right? And so they signed me right then and there. And so I started modeling at a super young age, then started acting because I thought that was fun, and then started singing and thought that was the most fun. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I did start taking vocal lessons, not from Tony at that point. I was only 10 or 11. And then I remember, and I was still living in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. And then I remember seeing a casting call to sing at the US Open in New York. And I'm like, well, I would love to do that. 5,000 kids, I think, auditioned, and I got picked. 10 of us got picked. I was one of them. I sang at the semifinals, and at that point, my parents were like, all right, she's destined to do this for a living. And so we all up and moved to New York, and that was amazing. Crazy shock, culture shock, big change to what I was used to, but very worth it. So yeah, I kept on with my singing career, got older, kept doing cool things, ended up being on a reality show randomly with my next vocal coach. That was a year of my life, from 16 to 17. It was called The Next Big Thing, and that's kind of what boosted my career. It was on Oxygen Channel, E! International. It was crazy. We were on every episode. My dad was on it. My mom was on it. Mental. I would never be on a reality show again. I can tell you that much. Like, they would literally feed you terribly negative things to say, and I'd be like, absolutely not. But that did start a massive, boost in my career. And around that time is when I met Tony. I was just turning 18. I changed vocal coaches at this point, and we actually ended up having the same vocal coach, Tony and I. His name's Don Lawrence. I called him Hitler because he was so mean. He made me cry. Like, you have no idea. This guy is amazing at what he does, but brutal. And then Tony
Whiplash.
and I started Whiplash. Exactly. Yeah, I just watched that movie the first time. Amazing. But he literally reminds me of that guy, and exactly like him. So Tony and I had the same vocal coach. Kind of bonded over that. But so yeah, I met him. My mom was a big fan of his, and that was kind of my opening line to him. But we ended up becoming friends, and we started working together. Like, he believed in my voice and my music. We started writing together. He started bringing me up on stage, let me sing with him, let me open for him. let me tour with him. So that kind of opened the door to the rock realm, the rock world to me, and I fell in love with it. Because before then, I was kind of lost. I was just doing pop music and dance music. I didn't really know what I wanted to do just yet. I was a little too young. And then all of a sudden, I was just opened up to this amazing world. And, with Tony being who he was, like I was meeting legends at, 18 years old. I was becoming best friends with Billy Sheehan. Like who can say that? Not many people. So I'm just, sitting backstage with the coolest rock and rollers, and I'm thinking, this is the life that I want, like this is what I want to do. And then I ended up having my first rock show opening for Skid Row, and it was like, I think 5,000 people, and it was just the most amazing experience, and it kind of opened a big can of worms for me. I became obsessed with rock music, and for the next 3 or 4 years, I was just eating, breathing, sleeping it, and I was successful in it. Thankfully, I had charting songs. I was in top 40 on the active rock charts. I wasn't even signed, and I was doing really well. So I was on the radio, I was touring, it was going great. Then something happened, then I just decided, I'm like, this just isn't the right world for me either. I want to be somewhere in between. And here I am today as an alternative artist. And I think it's working out for me the best out of anything. And now I can say that I have millions of streams on Spotify, which I am beyond grateful and shocked at. I have millions of views on YouTube, and this is all based off the new stuff. So it's brought me to here, and I'm very grateful. And it's been quite a journey. Whew, that was a lot to get out, but it has been quite a journey.
No,
and I'm very
absolutely.
grateful.
No, Finn, absolutely, for sure. And
Yeah.
so the next part of this question that I kind of want to ask you about, I kind of want to kind of like poke into your brain a little bit. And so what I mean by that is when you at, such a young age, make, have all these fantastic experiences sticking with one particular genre, and then decide that it's not either fully for you or that it's totally for you, because we had talked about you being a Judas Priest fan back when you were 10, so that it's always going to be a part of you. But when you're having all this success for a solid chunk of time in one specific genre, and then deciding that it's not for you, or that you at least want to branch out and that there's more to you. Talk a little bit about your mental state when you were making that decision, because it couldn't have been that easy, especially because you were having that kind of success and then being like, but there's more to me. I want to explore it. I want to perform it. Talk a little bit about that, because I feel like there had to be a little bit of like growing pains, probably some trials and tribulations you had to deal with going from strictly rock to kind of everything.
Yeah, I mean, you're the first to actually ask me that and kind of dissect that. And it's not so one-dimensional, to be honest with you. I mean, I had to literally pull teeth to even become a rock artist. I had to quit a bunch of people and things and just follow my heart to even do the rock thing. And it ended up being amazing for me. But the problem was I started to get pigeonholed. I felt like it just wasn't going well, and for a couple different reasons. There were people saying, "Oh, she's just a pretty girl," she's this is what people were saying. She's just a pretty girl singing rock music. She's not legitimate. She has no backbone, they would say. There were times I would lose my voice on tour because I was just screaming nonstop. I just was losing my voice. I could not understand what capacity of a voice it took to actually tour as a rock artist, especially with the range that I have. I was struggling, and I'll say that honestly. No one really knows that, but I almost had to get vocal cord surgery. I had to cancel 3 dates on tour. It was, grueling. Granted, the first rock tour I ever had was not ideal. It was day after day after day after day, which no breaks in between. That's brutal. So, it wasn't like it was all, unicorns and fairies and wonderful fairy tale land. It really wasn't. I loved rock music.
Hey, what's wrong
right.
with
Yeah, I loved all the people.
Fairies?
Right. Well, so, I loved all the people. I really did. I loved the lifestyle. But it started to wear and tear at me. and the comments were wearing and tearing at me. You know, I'd put out a music video, you know, like for I Hate You. I don't know if you guys remember that single that I put out.
I do.
Yeah, but like the comments, you know, I know everyone gets, every single artist gets good comments and then the ugly comments, and they were just relentless. You know, talking about, look at this, you know, model trying to be a rock singer, how pathetic, and just making fun of me and making me feel like I was just a wannabe and like I did not fit in. And so I started to really not feel like I fit in, and it really broke me down. It started to really break me down, truth be told. And the last thing I know was I opened for TNT in Norway, almost lost my voice completely, and I pretty much just quit rock for a while. And I was like, I need to reinvent myself. I need to find what I love along with what other people will, you know, buy into, because it felt like people thought I was a fake, which made me feel like crap. But, you know, something that I believed in, where I still had my badass self, my backbone, but it didn't seem like it was, you know, faked or like I was a fraud. So that's when I, you know, found this alternative realm where I could kind of be both, and where I could be, you know, where I could put on makeup if I wanted to, but also sing my ass off and not get made fun of for it. It was interesting. It was an interesting switch over, but it was the best choice I've ever made, because I went from I Hate You to the next single I put out was Gold, and then Crazy House, and then Kerosene, and Kerosene blew up. Like literally, it's on 11,000 playlists on Spotify. It's almost at 2 million streams. It's at almost 15 million views on YouTube. So, you know, I followed my heart, but I also did listen to fans. As much as sometimes you're not supposed to take on the negativity, I took on a lot of it, and it broke my heart, and I didn't want to. It's like what you said. It was trial and tribulations. I didn't want to leave rock music, because I am capable of doing it, and not many people are. But I really did feel like people were not loving it as much as I thought that they would, because my original fan base, you know, was from gay nightclubs, you know, and I did like a harsh turn, and people were like, "What is this?" And I don't. Half of the people accepted me, half of them didn't, and I just kind of put a halt to it for now. And now that I'm better known, now that I've proven myself and feel more comfortable with who I am, I can put out a rock record now and be like, I am capable of doing this. And now it makes more sense, you know?
Absolutely. No, 100%. And, you know, you're fantastic. I mean, you're incredibly transparent in talking to about that kind of stuff, you know, as well. And we appreciate that kind of stuff. You know? No, absolutely. And we're not in the business of making anybody feel bad or trying to, like, you know, shine like an interrogation light on you to talk about certain things. You know, we want you to talk about what you're comfortable about. And I think there's validity in hearing people and like having people hear you talk about that kind of a transition and seeing, like, I was way into this, things changed because I felt this way, and look at me now. You know, it's a very cool story, and you have a very cool trajectory in the way that you did it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was just super judged, and I felt some people were really harsh and some people weren't, and I was like, you know what? Like, my voice is not even functioning the way it used to. Like, let me just take a break. And so I took a break. I took a year to myself to reevaluate, redo everything. And I came up with an album's worth of new material. I worked with Kane and Kevin Churko, who wanted to take on a new artist, but do an alternative record. It was like perfect timing, because the Churkos, as you know, are famous for Five Finger Death Punch, Bad Wolves. You know, they've produced some of the biggest rock records of all time. So when they took me on, they're like, we don't want to make a rock record with you. I was like, good, because I don't want to either. I want to do something completely brand new. And so they took me on, And long story short, I found like a whole new niche, a whole new cool little me. So I'm happy about it.
That's awesome, Rachel. Super duper cool. Well, Metal Summoners, as you see, we have been joined by our beloved Psycho Steve.
Oh,
Hi, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome in, Psycho. We knew we were going to have you, brother. Just a quick little mini recap. We just got done talking to Rachel about, coming up in music, what got her into wanting to sing, her just kind of, moving up through her like teen years, the people that she met, getting involved with different vocal coaches, and she just kind of broke down her transition and her choice from having this success in rock music and then bridging into this alternative style that's leading to what she's doing now. So there's a little recap for you, bud, on what we talked about over like the last 20 minutes with you coming in. But I do want to kick it to you, bud, because if you're ready to go, it is your turn.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, foremost, thank you for joining us. And it took me a bit. It is flooded in Jersey. Like, wow.
I keep getting flood warnings that keep pushing me off the chat. Like it keeps pushing me off. I'm like, I swear to God, I realize that it's raining people. I'm inside.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I have a question. Since you have been you can define yourself as one specific genre because this album's alternative. You've done the pop, you've done the rock.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? Do you want is there one genre you haven't done that you really want to try?
That you asked that. Because I would say that the last two singles that I put out were like almost country twang. Like they almost were like EDM mixed with country. I don't know. Which was interesting. I mean, that was something my dad always was like, you got to try something new. You got to try something new. And, Shoot 'Em Man and Sugar are very, 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 they have that Gretsch, that famous Gretsch guitar, sound and that very country vibe. So that was a new thing for me. Not to mention getting signed by the biggest EDM record label for How to Love. That was amazing. That's an EDM song. That's a completely different genre for me. So, I mean, I feel like I've hit them all. I've hit them all. But I am very comfortable where I'm at. The next couple of singles are a little edgier. Little edgier with the lyrics as well. A little bit heartbreaking about what I've gone through. But as far as the music goes, edgy, much edgier. They're going to be more in the of Kerosene, just with a little more backbone. So that's
awesome. And to piggyback off of that, is there any artist that you like to do like a duet with that you haven't?
Oh God, there's like a whole list. I would love to do something with Muse. I think Muse is one of the coolest bands ever. I've seen them live about 3 times now. I think they're just remarkable. Pop artists, I would say, Louis Capaldi or 21 Pilots. But as far as rock goes, Miles Kennedy, Muse, that would be very, very cool. Very cool.
All right. So if anyone's watching, any of the 21 Pilots or Miles.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yes. Rachel said I could give your phone number to her. So
yes.
There you go.
Have my permission.
All right. There you go. And I know your mom was on before, so tell your mom I said hi.
She was. I don't know where she went.
Okay.
Put on her pajamas and she's in the other room watching some Element as she does, or some crime shows. She's obsessed with murder and mayhem and those shows. I don't get it. Like, I'm like, Mom, this is so depressing. She's obsessed. You know what I'm talking about? Like the ID channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's obsessed. So
Nice.
Law and Order.
Me too. I love Law and Order SVU.
Yeah. See, I like that. I love Mariska Hargitay. Yeah. Hargitay? Yes. Love her. I can get behind
her. Husband's an actor too. I just found out. Jessica told me that he's an actor. He was on that. What was the name of the show he was on? Younger?
Huh.
I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No. Is wifey in the background?
She's in the background. She's just chilling on the couch and time just jumped off my lap.
Oh.
But say hi.
Hi. Hey. Girl.
So.
He's got a phone call.
It's me. Alarms are going off and everything else. Flood warnings and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
It's crazy with all that stuff for sure. But Bobby, why don't we kick it to you, man? Because it is time for your next segment. So let's hear a little bit from Queen Dreyer.
Oh, okay, so I'll put that ears on. So now that you talked about the whole gay genre thing, and you look, me being the metalhead, I've done a couple things at Gay Disney with Kesha and a couple other people, and God, stop. Bleep.
Poor Bob.
I gotta say, with that end, there's nothing wrong with crossing genres. Pink's done it. Lizzie came out last year saying she was bisexual. Billy Joe Armstrong did. Doug Pinnick embraced it. Halford, look, you talked about Priest.
He was
And if
one of
you
the first.
come out looking like, David Letterman now with a fucking beard.
Yeah.
Stole it from me.
Nothing wrong, with look. I'll say, look, us dinks have more money to spend on music than breeders. So that's all I'm gonna say.
That's hilarious.
And really, if you think about it, and if anybody doesn't know what a dink is, it's dual income, no kids. So me and my partner, look, but we are, look, there's not a problem. Look, Freddie did it, and it never didn't hurt his career.
He's my
Didn't
hero.
hurt Halford. Didn't hurt anybody. Kesha was another one who embraced it, going, "Hey, look." Gaga did the same thing, and really, it opened up, a lot of things there. So, nothing wrong with queers with ears.
I agree. Queers with ears. I need that hat.
That'd be a great name for a band.
Agreed.
There you go. Copyright it. Yep, copyright it.
Need that hat. That's awesome.
Wearing a Kiss shirt. I mean, how gay can you get?
No, that's not that gay. That's like
Paul is a little. All right, anyway.
Hey, well, we're not judging.
It's okay.
Love it.
Yes. All right, moving right on.
Yeah. All right. So Bobby,
really, my question is on that end. If somebody confronted you, and which a door can open up here, because a good friend of mine handles One Magical Weekend, and Disney runs the big thing, which we put a lot of major acts in.
That's amazing.
Probably, look, the pink dollar is not a bad thing to chase.
No.
And,
Agreed.
and there's a lot of artists who embraced it and done that. So I really want to know, and I'm not going to go, any religious or political or anything, but what are your feelings on that of, look, your music, like I mentioned, a lot of your influences, Halsey, Kesha, that, and look, they relate to people with your lyrical genre. Look, there's a lot of pain in a lot of people, and for people who are discriminated against on a lot of different levels. So, I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, I have embraced people being different since I was little because I was always different. No, I'm not gay, but I don't have to be to accept and embrace it. When I was 15, 16, that's when I was introduced to gay clubs and nightclubs and gay bars. And that's what really actually started my career, was the gays. I am obsessed with the gay nightlife. And that's where all of my best friends developed. That's where my biggest fan base developed. They are the most amazing fans. Really, they're very, very, devoted to artists. It's actually kind of amazing to watch. They become your biggest fans and remain your biggest fans. Yeah. And I think that's remarkable. Embracing diversity is something very important, especially nowadays. And that's why I come out with music like Crazy House and the music that I've written about, because, no, I'm not gay, but I have been trashed and treated like crap for being different since I was little. I've been bullied. My dad was from Iran. My mom's from Texas, Christian and Jew, very different sides. eclectic, wide range of things going on with me. I'm a mutt. So I have been bullied quite a lot growing up. And, you know, whether it was wanting to wear whatever type of clothes I wanted to wear to school or, you know, makeup, I would just get like brutally bullied, which was one of the reasons I even moved to New York, was to get away from it, because it got so bad to the point that the teachers were even joining in on it, which was really terrible. I was tortured as a kid and had no friends growing up, had no popularity, did not really find anywhere that I fit in. And that's kind of what inspired me to write Crazy House was, if you can't accept me for who I am, then go fuck yourself, because I'm going to stay who I am.
Nice.
And that's what diversity is about. And that's why I think it's so important to embrace that now, especially today, as everyone is starting to find their voice and find that it is okay to be different, and it is okay to be gay, you know, lesbian, bi, you know, what, you know, get sex changes,
Trans, whatever. Yeah.
Right. You know, you don't have to make me become a transsexual, you know, like for me to agree with you. I agree 100% with whatever anyone wants to do for their individual self, their individuality. It's so important. And I feel very sorry for people who judge other people, because they must be fighting a war within themselves. And they must not be comfortable within themselves if they're so capable of making fun of others. Because the whole point of the world is that we're all different, you know, and I think that that's what's so beautiful.
Hey, Rachel, let me interject right now. Look, you're on a show right now with four of the most unique people. All four of us are so different, and we've been doing this now for almost 80 episodes.
And it is 80 today.
And we're the biggest.
Oh my God, I'm on the 80th? That's cool.
Ever. I mean, you got the gay guy, you got a Jew who eats scrapple, you got
I'm a Jew who eats shrimp.
You got a vampire, and then we got Angel who keeps us balanced.
You got to have that one to keep you balanced. It's true. The COVID survivor.
But you know, it's really what it is. Look, these guys know I've been with my partner 23 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you know, look, things. And he's an amazing guy. He was the author of the Americans with Disability Act. And
wow.
The two of us are the most diverse people.
Power couple, though. Oh, look at me. I'm sure you've seen pictures. He's a tatted up mess. We're completely like the opposite.
But
you know?
it's like everything in life, you know, look, and these guys can tell you, look, if there's one thing that shouldn't exist is the four of us, but it does. And we're kind of that big fuck you to everybody. So keep doing what you're doing, because your music is touching a lot of different people like myself and everybody else.
Don't make me cry now.
That's good. That's what we're here for. Grab a cocktail.
I don't have any. Here's my dog.
We're just here.
Some mouse ears.
We're just here for
They can make Angel cry, bro.
Love it.
Wow.
But it really is the truth, though. I mean, there's so much diversity in music. There's so much diversity in metal. There's so much diversity in all of those things. And all of us have like our same, like, you know, different things that we've gone through dealing with, like whether it be bullying or not really understanding it, all that kind of stuff. I mean, my nephew was originally my niece, and I love him now as much as I did back then. It never bothered me whatsoever when my mom let me know that he had made this decision. I was like, awesome, fantastic. What can I do to help, if anything? You let me know. I mean, it's just about acceptance and understanding, all that kind of stuff, you know. Had bumps in my road as well. I used to be twice my size, like, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, and I got the, you know, and just like Bobby said, I got the best brotherhood, you know. I got Angel, I got Steve, and I got Bobby. It's all I need, you know. And, you know, we've got, you know, friends and fans that have watched the show that have been very, very supportive, and they're always like super cool and stuff like that. But, you know, we're definitely about that. Like, we're all about that, like, diversity and support. somebody needs to take a break for personal reasons, which has happened, their chair isn't going anywhere. It's going to be right there. We're always in contact. We're all that kind of like support system. So I love what you were saying as well, Rachel, about like, look, man, if we're not in the business of changing people's minds. You believe what you want to believe. But if you're not going to accept me for my beliefs, or you don't like what I'm doing, there is a door you can go through.
Exactly. It's not you who should be changing others. It's you who should be changing your mindset. So it's like we're so worried about being beautiful on the outside, or being handsome, or being, in shape. Why don't we worry about being beautiful on the inside ever? Why is that not a thing? Why is it always about image and imagery and what we look like, and photoshopping photos? Why don't we Photoshop our souls a little bit, and actually accept individuality and accept people for who they are? Especially, 2021, for God's sakes, it's about time. It's just the way that it is. So I'm happy to hear that.
Absolutely, 100%. Angel, let's bring you and the Metal Summoners back in, my bro.
Wait, before we do that, so I gotta say one thing. Trigger, before we get about it, nobody's brought it up all night. Your new single that is out is the shit. It is the effing bomb. So nobody's
I can pull my question, fucker.
You just took that from Angel. You realize that, Bobby?
Oh, sorry. Did I touch your trigger, Angel?
You always
Angel.
do.
So actually, on that note, I'm going to interject. Bobby, you're getting shrunk to the small screen. Angel, you come back in.
I have Viagra. I'll never get shrunk.
Oh, you. So I'm going to kick it back to Angel, so that way we can cover that question and we can cover the fan questions.
Hey, Bobby, can I get some Viagra?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it works better. I'm telling you,
curious.
it gives you a headache.
I want to take it.
Really? You got a headache from it?
Well, it all depends. With tequila, yeah, you do.
Oh my God.
See, we're educating Rachel. That could be in your
That's
segment.
okay. I don't need to be educated.
Rachel's like, what the hell was I thinking?
We're a dangerous show.
Know some things. That's all right.
I'm telling you, we are not Eddie Trunk. That's.
I love it. Yeah, good guy.
We're not Eddie or Trunk.
Neither.
But somebody has been very patient with us. Our good friend Jeannie. She has a nice comment and a question. I'll go to the comment first and then her question, because it's a really cool comment. I've posted on the screen in case the Jack Daniels has me woozy. I've been a fan of yours for a while. Watched your videos, tried to keep positive on your posts when you were feeling depressed. I'm so happy to see and hear you talk about your life and how you traveled through your music. I appreciate you. Hope you continue to write and sing the music you bring to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will continue to write, always.
And now let's get to her question. She said, just released Trigger recently. What is next on your agenda as far as music releases? I know you spoke a bit about it. Is there like a timeline as to when they can expect it?
Yes. So I'm planning on 5 more for the end of the year, which is a lot, actually. But the next one will be in October, a little before Halloween, which is hilarious because the song is called Bad Dreams, and the video is it's like a mini horror film, like a short. It's awesome. Yeah. Like so awesome.
We love Halloween.
I am the most excited for. I actually was scared shitless filming this. It was an all-night shoot, and it was filmed in this crazy gorgeous, like old as hell mansion, like out in the California mountains somewhere. And this guy who plays the crazy psycho killer, I can't tell you much, but
don't give it away, because now you got us like all psyched up.
I can't give it away.
Yes.
I will tell you one thing: I do levitate, and that's all I'm gonna say. But yes. Crazy. experience. So that one's coming out in October. And
Your
I have
voice
another one coming
blacked
out.
out. All I heard was Tate, and I kept going, "What? You what on that?"
Levitate. I
Oh, wait.
levitate.
Oh, okay, levitate. All
Yes.
right, that's all. I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Um,
Bad Bobby.
Sorry about that. I think it's the storm messing with me. And then after that one, I have another one coming out called Red Flags, and that video is really cool too. I don't want to give it away, but that song is probably the most special to me so far because it's really it's an example of how far I've come after being in a very abusive relationship and dealing with domestic violence. And it's basically an art piece of basically I made a mistake. I ignored signs and red flags all because of loving someone. And we all make that mistake, but don't freaking do it again. Like once you realize, get the hell out. Like once you realize you're in a bad situation, just leave. So that one is very important, and that one is coming out right on the heels of Bad Dreams. Very excited. And then there's 3 more. The other 2 are a surprise, but I know I've done Funeral quite a lot live, and I'm finally putting the single out. So everyone's been waiting for that for 4 years now, so I'm finally putting it out, and I'm very excited. Haven't done a music video to that one yet, but yes, I've given you a lot of information no one knows yet. So
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Stuff.
Exclusive.
Episode 80, yes.
Wow.
Now we're going to go to our good friend. She's also a great writer, editor at Ballbuster Music. So if you're ever in Raleigh, North Carolina, hit her up because she does like live reviews. She does like the best reviews. Super cool person. Our good friend Kim Sullivan. She wants to know, hey Kim, who's some people you'd like to musically collaborate with in the future, and are there any guitarists, bassists, or drummers that you think, gosh, I would like to have this musician play on the record?
I would love to have Mike Portnoy drum on anything of mine, or Travis Barker. They're amazing, obviously. Mike Portnoy actually is a friend of mine, so that would be nice. But I never had the guts to be like, can you play on my stuff? You know, I don't want to be that person, so maybe he'll watch this video. Maybe he'll watch this video and be like, okay. That'd be nice. Billy Sheehan would be great. He did play on something of mine before, but it never got released, so it'd be nice if he play bass for something. Guitarist, that's an interesting question that I'd have to get back to you on. I mean, there are quite a good amount of amazing guitarists out there. But musicians I'd like to collaborate with, there are many. I was telling them earlier, Miles Kennedy would be one of them, Adam Lambert would be one of them, 21 Pilots, Louis Capaldi, Lizzie Hale would be very cool. Very cool. Dorothy, gosh, I mean the list would go on and on and on. We could be here forever. Pop artists, though, I mean, I would actually really like to do something with Lady Gaga. That would be very cool. You know, I think it'd be very cool. 2 girls getting at it with belting wouldn't hurt anyone. So.
And we're going to go to Candy Burton. Just good question, but I'm curious because I don't know if any of the other guys have ever been starstruck meeting anyone. So I'm going to make it like a little round table, just out of curiosity. Candy Burton wants to know, have you ever been starstruck meeting anyone?
That's such a good question. I just had this conversation with my mother the other day because I've been blessed to meet quite a lot of people, but I was just telling my mom about this. I'm like, oh my God, that's the one person that I flipped out over. Who the hell was it? Mom, where are you? I wish she could come help me.
Mom!
Was it?
Mommy!
Who was it?
Mom! So go Stewie on her.
Damn, who the hell? I mean, God, I've met so many people recently. Like, I've just been the amount of people I've met recently. It's actually hilarious. Like, I just took a picture with Billy Gibbons, and like, I don't know. I've just met really cool people, so it's hard to say there. And they're all just people. To be honest, like after really getting to know and meet people, they really are just humans. I mean, I did meet Miley Cyrus and just a person. Like they really are all just people. But there was one, and I really shows how memorable it was. I mean, I really freaking cannot remember. Let me get back to you on that because
Okay.
I was starstruck with this one person, and I'm oh, it's gonna drive me crazy.
That's all right. We can get back to it because I'm
Yeah,
going to
come back.
ask the other guys the same question. Bobby, have you ever been starstruck?
Yeah, probably. Well, you guys know. Look, with my other half, you know, being in politics and former Congress and everything, two people, Michelle Obama. I dropped my shit right there, and my legs buckled. And then 2012, when we were at the Kennedy Honors, I was sitting next to Aretha Franklin, and oh yeah, and it was me and Aretha, and I'm trying to find the picture to throw it up, and it's. And I just watched the movie with Jennifer Hudson, which was
Respect.
out of this world. But yeah, they're the two people that made me just go, whoa, what the? And it's Michelle is, it's Michelle, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, wow. Yeah, I mean, I
But
guess
Aretha, you got the, you know.
Yeah.
And I have my gay flash in here. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So cool.
So that would be the two right now. And then there's always Matt Porter, who we love. Every time I'm with Matt Porter, but nobody knows where the hell he is.
No, he was on earlier. Well, he was on earlier. He did make a comment earlier.
Okay. Good save.
See, I pay attention.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey.
Now I know where we keep
you,
you.
Angel.
Hey, Steve. What about you, buddy?
All right. So Gene Simmons, when I'm 6 years old.
Oh, I love Gene Simmons. I met him at the Playboy Mansion randomly.
Nice.
When I was
And then I would have to say Frank Zappa.
Awesome.
And Jack Nicholson at Gene Simmons' 40th birthday.
I am so jealous. You just said Jack Nicholson. Oh.
And Jack bought me a drink, and Gene spilled it out because I wasn't old enough to drink. Because Gene's like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "Coke." And he's like, "Can I have a sip?" I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Let me see it." And he took the glass from me. He smelled it, and he's like, "Oh, it smells bad."
That's iconic. That's amazing.
Yes. So yeah. And then let me see. Lionel Richie. That was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in his will now.
Yeah, but did he say hello?
Yes, and he gave me sweet tea. Rachel knows all about sweet tea, the house wine of the South.
Yes.
So yes, he gave me, and now I'm in his will. I'm getting the bust of him from the Hello video when he takes a dirt nap. So Jessica doesn't want me to have it, but it's happening. So,
Cool.
yeah. But all right,
Just
back to you, Jay.
Just don't put it somewhere weird like the bedroom.
No, I was gonna put it like on the dining room table.
Trying to think. I mean, recently, Stevie Wonder. That was very cool. John
Nice.
Stamos
Yeah,
was
but
cool.
did he know you were there? No, sorry.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
Tommy.
God.
Wow.
That's like that terrible joke. It's like, well, now that Patrick Swayze really is dead, why isn't there a ghost too? Have you guys heard that one?
Well, look, I got tickets
I know
for
that
Tony and I for first row, and somebody goes, "Why? He's not going to know you're sitting there." I was like,
You're going to hell, man.
It's like, have you seen Stevie Wonder's new car? No, neither did he. Okay. All right.
I'm telling you, we're not, you know, we have the same initials as That Metal Show, but we are not Eddie Trunk.
There you go.
Man, metal.
Ugh.
What about you, Jay? Are you starstruck?
Oh, I have to save the segment now after Bobby. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's all good. Yeah, Bobby, you're an asshole.
Um,
But we love you. But
you always love Bobby.
no, yeah. So I've been relatively fortunate to stay somewhat controlled when it comes to being Star Trek, but I definitely have my moments. So like the one of the tougher ones for me was being such a big like horror fan in general, but also just loving movies. I mean, my favorite movie is A Clockwork Orange, and I got to meet Malcolm McDowell, who played Alex.
Wow.
And I've gotten to meet him twice. And the first time he was actually kind of mean to me. And I think it had more to do with the fact that he was disappointed because he had these really two pretty girls.
Oh, you froze.
You
And
froze.
then he had to talk to me.
Wait, you froze in the middle of it. It was like, wait.
He was like this, and then
You were
you
like,
froze.
you were giving us this, and it was, whatever.
He had these two really pretty girls in front of me. So when he got done and they left the line, he had to deal with me. So it was just weird. He just seemed kind of short and cold. But then I met him one other time too, and he was much nicer and stuff. But it was very cool getting to meet Alex from A Clockwork Orange. I work in a restaurant that's attached to a hotel that's very uniquely placed in Baltimore.
Yes, it is.
And Slash stayed with us. So Rachel, you'll like this. So Slash comes down into the restaurant, and the thing about Slash is that it's him. He's very nice. He's just not a conversationalist. And I'm not a conversationalist like that with my guests because they just want to relax and have their lunch and stuff. I have a friend I have a friend who's a big fan. I have a friend who knows Slash very well. And he's like, no, if you're hanging out with Slash more in private, he'll talk your ear off. He's just not going to talk to you in public. But however, that was for lunch, and then the next morning I was working the breakfast shift, and Miles Kennedy came down for his breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was super duper cool. When I got to meet Nikki Sixx, he's really nice. He's super duper nice.
All super nice. Like the Disturbed guys are really nice. Like they're all
like super duper cool. So like. Those guys are really nice. When I got to meet Nikki Sixx, that was very cool. I was kind of prepared when I was moving up to meet him. So like, it was easier for me to talk to him because Nikki Sixx, Rachel Bolan, and Sean Easel from White Zombie are the reason that I play bass. So those are my peeps right there when it comes to bass players. So, it was very exciting getting to meet Nikki. And then I got to meet Rachel actually after a Skid Row concert. Oh yeah.
we want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Yep. So I got to meet Rachel after a Skid Row concert he did in a casino in Maryland, and went out with the guys when they were going out to get like drinks and stuff after the show. So that was very cool. But the only other time that it was really kind of hard for me to talk, and I actually talked about this on an episode of TMS, was when I interviewed Doug Pinnick, because I've got so much respect for him. It was actually, and I was really still very green as an interviewer, and I was still kind of getting my style in check. So I felt like I really kind of struggled with the interview, but he was so down to earth, and he's such a good guy, and he's so lovey that I think he helped carry the interview a little bit, because I know I had good questions because I spent a lot of time on them and I researched them. So I knew my questions were good. I just knew that like my execution of talking was just completely out of whack. But I did tell Doug that on his episode, because he was very loving and very cool to somebody who was like new to the business and stuff.
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
To cue in Rachel, he passed out during the interview.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
True story.
Come on, Steve, tell her. I fell
Out like
asleep.
a fat kid in dodgeball. Out like a gay guy in the Mummers Parade. I don't know how else to explain it. He was down like Frasier.
Oh,
Down like Tony to him. I don't know.
He's sitting in his chair, just leaned forward. We thought he was on his phone,
Right.
but he didn't move for like 20 minutes. We're all calling him, like texting him off the screen, going like, "Can somebody see if Bobby didn't just die live on?"
I got my COVID shot, and and it was like, oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That happened.
Crap happens.
Okay, I remember my story, by the way, now. I remember who it was. It's Jimmy Page.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Is
Oh.
my hero, one of my mini heroes, but it was hilarious. I was with Tony at the time. We were going to a Barbados thing. Jimmy Page did like a book thing, like a fashion book with Joan Barbados, and he's doing like a book signing. And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go. So we're in line, and Tony, being Tony, was like, he had a whole speech prepared about how he wanted to be Jimmy's next lead singer, right? He's like, I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna sing in his next band. I was like, you go ahead. Anyway, so I was in front of him in the line, and I had my book. So I meet Jimmy. I'm up with him. I put my book down, and we started talking. And Jimmy's like, "Whoa, well, aren't you pretty? What's your name?" I said, "I'm Rachel. It's so nice to meet you. I'm such a huge fan." We started talking for probably about 10 minutes. Tony got so pissed that because he hadn't even spoken to him yet. So, and once I was done getting my book signed, I started walking away. Tony put his book down. Jimmy was still speaking to me while signing Tony's book and didn't even say hi to Tony. And literally kind of shoot him off. It was hilarious. I almost peed. I laughed so hard, but he was really a nice guy. And Tony was so upset. He's like, "You did not even say hi to me." I'm like, you should have
Don't
gone.
you know who I am?
I don't know what to tell you. It's hilarious. But that is when I was starstruck because it's Jimmy Page.
Steve was actually there when I was starstruck when I met John Bon Jovi September 12th last year.
That's
And it was so funny because I was speechless, knees are weak, and luckily Steve, being the good buddy that he is, I was like, "Can you ask him? Can you please ask him if I could take a picture with him? Please, please, please. Can you ask him if I could just take one picture with him? Oh my God, he's here. Can you please ask him?" So he went ahead and asked him, had my picture taken with him. Another time was when I met Mike Tramp. I was interviewing him at the Hopewell Theater. And of course, I have to be professional, ask him the questions and not be so starstruck. But afterwards, just a complete nice guy talking to. Warren, of course, with Jerry Dixon. It was so funny because I had 10 minutes to interview him at M3. So after the 10 minutes, I got the chance just to say hello. Bullet Boys were all there.
Bullet Boys are awesome.
And their locker room, just a great band. Glad that they're all together now, all the original members.
Yeah. Great guys.
Yeah.
So real quick, here's the picture. If you can see it.
Hold on.
That
Oh,
was
is that the picture with Michelle?
no,
that's
Aretha.
Aretha.
Oh, with Aretha.
Oh God,
Nice.
that's so cool.
Wow, you have hair.
I had hair today, but I chopped it off. I had to go for that Mike Dirt look,
That's
You look
awesome.
younger.
That's so iconic. Wow.
Yeah, and she was sitting there, and it was the year Zeppelin got in, and when Hart did the whole thing.
Iconic.
And so the fucked up story that night is my partner is with Doris Kearns, who wrote the book for Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
And stupid ass me, never drink at the White House with Dave Grohl and Pat Smear. So I'm sitting there and I'm drinking, and I went, "Ooh, I got to go over to Al Pacino and take a picture." Wrong. I called the person the wrong name. It wasn't Al Pacino. It was Robert De Niro. And The dude shot me the look like, go fuck yourself.
Hoorah!
Oh, it was that look. And Tony's, my partner's looking
That's
at
actually
me
the
going,
best story so far.
yeah, that just, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, and he's looking at me like, dickhead, you just called me the wrong name.
And they're both icons. Like, you don't do
Yeah,
that. Oh my God.
oh, but you don't drink with Dave Grohl at a fucking thing and go, hey, let's do shots.
I am traumatized for you. Oh my God.
It happens. Don't give a
That's
gay
so
guy
bad.
Cosmos at the White House.
Never give a gay guy Cosmos at the White House. That's good advice.
Yeah, but Bobby, now you have to tell this story now that you flipped it on to Cosmos, because I think it's just too perfect. If since we've covered all that stuff about the clubs and everything, man, like, so educate everybody on the proper color.
Oh, so and I'm going to tell you this, Rachel. Look, if you're going to
Okay.
go after a gay audience right now,
Uh-huh.
Cosmos can only be one color.
Pink, right?
Not pink, but it's got to be the JJ pink. It can't be blood red, Carrie. That's a breeder Cosmo. If there's too
Are all
much
the JJ
cranberry,
Pinks created equal, though? I mean, I don't know.
no, because if you get them and it looks like Carrie, that where she's turning around and it's blood dripping all over, that's a breeder Cosmo.
I have never seen a breeder Cosmo.
Look, they're the ones you get at Fridays or whatever, where the guy doesn't know how to put. It's too much cranberry.
Pink.
It was
Pink.
hilarious. My
Steven Tyler will tell you pink. It's his favorite color.
yeah,
I believe
I've
that.
never had a Cosmo.
yeah.
Okay.
It's hilarious, Rachel. My day gig is I paid the bills by being a bartender. I've been doing it for a long time. I
Love
get
it.
this picture from Bobby holding this Kool-Aid looking cocktail with this like frustrated look on his face.
Oh, no.
Wait, this is the reason why you
Oh,
don't
no.
tell, Al
What is it?
Pacino, or Robert De Niro, because this fucker gets you drunk at the
Oh, you're
White
Dave
House.
Grohl. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Let's do shots. I'm like, oh, you suck.
You need to write a book.
Oh, absolutely. I
Really
will say,
did.
as far as like a fun kind of interview that I did a few years ago, that was just kind of thrilling for me was the first time that I got to interview the band Pretty Boy Floyd, because
That's cool.
I'm a real big fan of those guys. I always have been. I've always loved to call them Pretty Goth Floyd, because like they've always had this like look, even back in the 80s, it was a little bit different than everybody else's, and
I know.
a little bit darker. And for anybody who's watching the show right now that's familiar with like those like horror metal bands like Wednesday 13 and the Murder Dolls and stuff like that, you really want to go and listen to the Pretty Boy Floyd album called Size Really Does Matter.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because Rachel's good friends with AC Slade.
As am I.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Right?
I
You're still
love
friends with him, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love
That's
AC.
Wild.
So, Rachel, I want to throw this out. We talked about all this fun stuff and everything. You've done a lot of serious music. You talked about your relationships and everything. A lot of artists, and look, again, I'm going to bring her up just because she's here, Alicia, Pink. Would you ever do those songs? Even Gaga has done it. Those songs that impact with humor, that, it's
Like what? Give me an example.
well, if you think So What Pink did when she
I
did,
love that song. Hell yeah, I would.
but you know what I'm saying? That's very
What's funny
humorous.
is I have songs like that in
Songs
my
that
car I
make you
haven't put
laugh
out that
at
are
yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
That somebody can look at you going, oh, great, she's a serious artist, but she has a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I can make fun of absolutely, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and even that, let's go Gwen Stefani. You brought, no doubt.
Love
up.
her.
I mean,
Love her.
love Gwen. Gwen,
She's always been great.
So here's another cool thing. What is your thought on women moving ahead? I mean, look, the music industry has changed, but it really seems like women are really with people like Lizzo, who are not body conscious.
Nope.
Billie Eilish, who I think Billie is such a fucking badass.
I think that like bodies like that are more in style now than the skinny twig. Impossible to achieve. Girls can't look up at that. Like I feel like embracing bodies has become such a the way it naturally looks has become such a thing. BB Rexa even.
Yeah.
Who I absolutely adore. Has been doing that. Like she does posts like of her full-on bum and just in all of its glory, and she's like, "Yep, this is what it looks like, stretch marks and cellulite."
Which to me is beautiful. I mean, her who has put.
She's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, some of the most. I think she is probably the next Prince to come out. I love what she's doing, and stuff like that. But adding a little bit of just throwing shit out that's going to be, you were talking about, well, I need to know where I'm going. Like I said, if as soon as you're authentic, people are going to go, yeah, you're it. You're, that's what I want. I want Rachel. I don't need a genre. We need a Rachel.
I don't need that either. Trust me.
Yeah, but I think, that's what it is people who came out like Lizzo just said, it's kind of the big middle finger.
It is. She has got a bigger middle finger than anyone I know. Yeah. She's great.
And I love that. I love people who are coming out and nobody looks like Eilish. Nobody, everybody
they're
goes,
normalizing like sexuality and it looking different. It doesn't all have to necessarily be.
And I'll bring a great rocker out who we're trying to get on right now, Laura Jane Grace from Against Me, transgender, fucking great singer.
Love her.
Amazing. And I love that people don't be afraid to be who you are. And I think that's really your songs are great, but as soon as you do that, and I love what you're doing now, fuck it, put the legs up.
I'm chilling.
Chill.
Get comfortable.
That's the whole thing.
It's been an hour and 30 minutes. Get comfortable.
Yeah.
Pouring outside.
Yeah. But it would be great to see you with the audience from every genre, from every color under the flag going, oh yeah, Rachel's the shit.
I agree. The more the merrier. Bring them all to the party. That's what I say.
Absolutely. So before I bring in Steve for the next segment, because you mentioned Billie Eilish, Bobby, I'm giving you one more opportunity to whore out the interpreters because I know you want to.
What's that? Well, I will be with Billy on the 23rd of September at Firefly in Dover, Maryland. Dover, Delaware.
Dover, Delaware.
Yes.
But
and the 27th, I will be with Miss Lizzo. I just got asked today to shoot Lizzo on the last day of Firefly.
That's dope.
So so fucking psyched on that.
And you loved seeing the interpreters do.
Oh my God. The interpreters who.
That's what I was. That's the reaction I was trying to get.
And Fallout Boy.
Love
their ska version of Bad Guy has got to be the most kick-ass thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Gotta see this.
Super duper cool.
Yeah, they do a version of Bad Guy. Even though it's a recent cover, but I'm blowing. Wow, that was just fucking very The Specials, very Oingo Boingo.
Yep.
And she came out and kicked it, all over the place.
No.
Duh. Yeah, dude. No, it's super duper cool. Yeah, and as far as other cool females that I've been hearing about recently, there's this new really young girl who kind of hit my radar that I've been following kind of closely lately. Her name's Sophie Powers. She's only got like a few songs out right now, but she just put out a new single, and she just did a single called One Thing with Kellen Quinn, who has been doing a lot of stuff lately with like Machine Gun Kelly. But Rachel Powers is like this really, really young little bit of a thing. She's like the size of like your pinky. And but I really definitely like the kind of style that she's doing. She's definitely looks like she's going to have some cool things going as well as far as this kind of like, you know, getting to put like females out front and stuff like that. So I think that she's very, very cool as well. Oh. Psycho Steve, we need to hear that voice and see those teeth. Grin away.
So, all right. So we discussed this off the air before I had to, you know, swim home. I just wanted to know, because we talked about you being Persian and Persian American. You are first generation, second generation?
Dad is from Iran. He fled.
Okay. So the question is, have you ever been over there?
I wish. My dad never wanted.
Okay. Do you still have any family over there?
No, they all fled.
Gotcha. Now we talked about crossovers as far as in like Selena did.
I would like to. I would love to do something in Farsi, and that was definitely always a conversation that I had with him. Always a conversation. In general, I mean, other languages besides Farsi, and I always wanted to kind of a bilingual artist. It's certainly been a goal. Absolutely.
Gotcha. All right. And then as far as in now, you said you recorded and made all these music videos for the next 5 singles.
For the next 2. Yeah.
2. Okay. And are they all filmed in Cali? Were they filmed all over the place? Are any of them live footage?
Both of those were in California. Yeah.
Cool. And
you'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What the hell does Bobby have in his hand? Is that a bunny rabbit?
Yeah, it's with.
I'd love to be a fly on
You,
our
Bobby,
That's
you are unique, brother. You are a very unique enigma there, sir. But it is that time to kick it over to Angel. Angel, let's bring you back in, buddy, with questions from the Metal Summoners and question from yourself. But Metal Summoners, also on that same note, it is last call for alcohol, guys. We will swing it back around one more time so we make sure that we get all questions and comments for Rachel so that they all get answered. But, guys, it is last call for alcohol when it comes to questions, so get them into the feed. Angel, it's all you, buddy. Take it away. Angel, you're muted, bud.
My apologies, Paul. Just as a comment, I would go ahead and ask the musicians, if it were me, I'd be asking all of them to make music with as many people as possible. I know earlier we were talking about musicians that you would want to work with.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to people who are my friends, I don't want a girl that's like, hey, collab, want to do stuff, like, reach out to me. That's the only reason that it's ever stopped me, I think, was from not wanting to come off that way. You know, being like, you're famous, be on my stuff. You know, that's the only reason I never really did stuff like that. But absolutely, whenever there's times to collab or anything like that, I do it. I do it. Like How to Love, that the single that came out last month was a collab, and probably my favorite song I've released to date so far.
There's in concerts, of course, you know, just about every artist always does 1 or 2 cover songs. When you're doing a show, is there any cover songs that you would actually attempt to do?
I've put out a lot of covers now on my channel, and I've been doing a lot of covers in my set lately, and I keep switching them up. I've been doing Go to War by Nothing More. Love them. I do my own really crazy different kind of versions of covers though. I've done Hungry Like the Wolf, but in a very strange, different way. Done Where'd You Sleep Last Night, made famous by Nirvana, but it's from Lead Belly. I've done that in my own kind of way. Let's see. Done Take on Me in my own strange way. You guys gotta check out my YouTube channel because it's filled with covers. Like I did Numb by Linkin Park. Coming out some new ones though. I did Phantom of the Opera, and that one I'm gonna release soon, and that one is probably my favorite so far. So
real quick, Angel, let me jump in real quick. Just for what it's worth, Rachel, I would love to see you do My Immortal.
I used to sing
That's a good one.
all the time. I should totally do that.
I think you should. Like, 'cause I love your covers. I think they're fantastic. But with your vocal tone and your style, I would really like you to do like, a solid, clean, like produced version.
I know that there's a cover of Bring Me to Life on YouTube somewhere live that I did at the Whiskey with the Jam Night thing. I know
okay. I've missed that, so I'll have to hunt that one down. But
Love
yeah,
it. I would totally do My Immortal. Absolutely, good call.
Yeah,
good
right
call.
on, Angel. Right back up to you.
And I'm bringing it right back to you because that was my question.
Oh, bitching, dude. That's okay. No worries, man. It's all right. So it's right on back to me. So, Angel, back up to you. J-Bet, we're just passing it back and forth. It's just kind of how we're doing it. But, yeah, no worries. So, fans, keep those final questions coming for when we kick it back around.
Yep. Bobby should be right back. He lost power.
It's all that rain, man. It's that rain,
right.
go away type situation that we're all going with. I thought that was also kind of a cool thing that you were talking about, Rachel, where when the fans and we're asking about, collabs and stuff like that. Because, we all like collabs. You always want to work with your friends, people you admire and stuff like that. But I thought you had kind of an interesting reaction to that, where you wanted to make sure that you're not setting it up where it's consistently featuring so-and-so. Because I feel like it can be really tricky with that kind of stuff where, you don't want to come across as the person who's always just got a featured person to help like boost and stuff like that. I've always looked at tracks that have a featured person as kind of like a treat. It's almost kind of like the little toy in a Cracker Jack box. You've got all the normal goodies, and then there's like a treat in the cereal box.
Let's take away from the artist, and that's why I've only ever done a featured thing twice. Once with the Pitbull thing, once with the Highland Had a Love thing. And the reason I did that one was because I was such a big part of it that I was like, I really don't care how I'm labeled. This is technically his track, but it's such a great song that I don't want to put it out. But you're absolutely right. It kind of dumbs down the artist and what they actually do on the track, and it takes away. Absolutely. Definitely takes away in this one.
For sure. When it comes to what you're looking to release, because you said you're looking to put out five more singles this year, as time permits. What is kind of your idea for releases? Are you a singles person? Like, I want to just get what I can get out? Or do you like the idea of albums, or do you want to do albums, but you realize the value of single? Kind of it's such a digital world now where hard copies are almost becoming taboo. Yeah. How do you look at how you want to put things out, little by little, or wait till I give you a bulk package?
I have wanted or an EP for quite a long time. And every single person I've worked with, this does not go for one person. Everyone that I've worked with on each team that I've ever had has always said, and they've told me no. And it's like, I do have the ultimate say on my career always, but this is advice that I've had from literally every human that has ever worked for me and with me. They have all said no albums, no EPs, single, until you have a big enough fan base to where they actually would care for an album. Albums are very difficult, especially nowadays with people's attention spans. They just want that one single, and that's it to add to their playlist. They don't take the time. Very rare these days to get people to take the time and listen to a full-length album. you have better luck with EPs with like 4 or 5 songs, but it definitely is an attention span thing. So it's definitely something I've always wanted to do. But I will be doing singles the rest of the year. Most likely an EP at the beginning of the year, because I'm teaming up with a new team to write a 5-song little test the waters with this new group that I've developed. All of the songs, so we'll see. But the rest of the year, I'll be taking my stuff.
Gotcha. All right, right on, for sure.
I prefer albums personally. Like I would, if I like a song from an artist, I'm gonna be like, ooh, I want to hear more. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't think that way. Give me the single, give me the best song, and then they're like, all right, I'm out. On to the next. So that's the way it works.
No, for sure. No, 100%. And we're all old school rock and metal people here too. We're hardcore. We're hard copy people. We like having those physical copies. We like listening to the story from the beginning to the end, and really enjoying it with all that kind of stuff. So we're definitely into that kind of stuff. And we listen to all kinds of like
that form, and I love it. And I hate that it's kind of lost in the pop world.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. So we definitely would look forward to hearing something, because I would love to be able to just have something where I can listen to your music like in bulk. But I definitely understand, the value of singles, and I understand stylistically why they get released the way that they do. So I definitely understand that. Hey, Steve, let's bring you back in, my good dude, to start us off on this final segment around the table before we let Rachel have her evening back.
Okay. So where can people find you, and where can they find your music?
They can find me everywhere because I'm never in one place long enough. But you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, all that stuff. My name is Rachel Lorin, Rachel Lorin. And as far as social media goes, I'm active on pretty much everything except TikTok. I just can't get behind it. I'm just not. I've tried, and it's just I'm not good at it. I'm sorry, but I am on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Rachel Lorin, Lorin. Music on Instagram and Twitter and on Facebook. And I wonder, do I still even have and my website, www.rachellorinmusic.com. So.
Sweet.
I see another question that I'm reading simultaneously.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just...
Good question. Funny story about, I wouldn't say that I'm like a massive Kiss fan. Like I haven't even seen them live. I love Kiss. Like I wouldn't turn them off the radio or anything, but I love the members. Like I feel like they're all so funny. They've got the greatest personalities. Gene Simmons though, I met him when I was 17. I was at the Playboy Mansion randomly. You were talking about Viagra. I was good friends with the guy who prescribed him his Viagra. My dad was very good friends with that guy. So he took me when I was 17 to the Playboy Mansion. This is all a true story. And I sat on Hugh Hefner's lap, and he actually offered me to become a Playboy. And I said, I'm 17. And he quickly got me off his lap faster than I blinked. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Viagra.
I did get my picture with him. And then I met Gene, who was towering over me, and but really the nicest guy. I've heard such mixed stories about him, but he was lovely to me. Like he was very, very sweet, very intriguing. That's my story. It's an interesting story. Who goes to the Playboy Mansion at 17? Not many people. So.
No, definitely not, for sure. Bobby, let me kick it down to you, man, for your final question before I send it to Angel.
So, would you ever have a problem with doing a thing with like RuPaul's Drag Race?
Hell no! I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love RuPaul. Oh my god, drag queens rule this world.
Oh my god, they're fucking awesome.
Dragged my brother and my father into like places like Lips. You know Lips.
Oh, I love Lips in New York.
Like,
God, Lips rock.
I have forced people to do many things with me. Please, you were talking to someone who own like my friends are mostly gay people, so and actually, yeah, literally mostly all gays. So yeah,
So
you're
let's,
into
I
the
threw
choir.
this out a while ago. March, we had the beautiful Tawny Katane on, and she and we talked about doing a couple of
Gorgeous.
things, and we were going to do a recreation of the White Snake video of
That's
me,
awesome.
of me in drag and her doing
David Coverdale's part.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, would you have a problem with maybe a certain person from the Metal Summit doing a drag version of your song?
That would be amazing. That would be ideal, actually.
Let's talk.
That would be very cool. That would be so awesome.
Oh
It would
boy.
be a dream come true for me. So
Angel, are you ready? No,
I'm not shaving my beard.
I was about to say, Steve, you
I
gotta
can't
shave.
do this with a straight face.
but I would love to really, and
Nothing
you
more
know,
would
I
make me
always
happy.
thought about it, and it's not just. I
What
would
song
love-
would you do?
What song? Oh my God, Crazy House would be badass.
That would be great. That would fit. Yeah.
So dragged out, and my other half keeps going, you want to do drag so bad. I want to do drag.
Yes. 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 You have to. Please.
But I would think,
I'm almost good at this point because you
You
just
know,
put the idea
just-
in my head.
the cool thing about Crazy House, if the four of us did it and we did it so Rocky Horror,
That'd be great. Well, that's what the music video was like. I was like 5 different people, you know.
tell
So,
me that wouldn't
Crazy
be cool. I know, Jay, I could drag you into doing this.
drag
Drag.
you into doing this. Drag.
Oh, dude, you know, Rocky Horror Picture Show is my thing. So it's funny, Rachel. So there's a festival in October over Halloween weekend that myself and Steve are hosting, and
Oh.
Bobby and Angel are going to be there as well. Well, we've got 3 themes for the 3 nights of the week, and for Thursday night, they're doing Thriller / Return of the Living Dead as a theme night. Saturday night, yep. Saturday night, they're doing 80s like prom night, like 80s slasher prom night. But Friday night is Rocky Horror theme.
You have to come down. We got to get you to come down.
Hell yeah.
I'll do it, even if it's something as simple with a song like Crazy House. Like, dude,
Oh my
I'll
God,
put
that would
myself-
be
dude,
so badass. The
I'll
5
put
of us on
myself in a
stage doing
straight
Crazy
jacket,
House.
sitting in the
Please.
corner.
Yeah, that's what I did in the music video. I put myself in a straight jacket. There was a
Yep.
straight jacket. There was a
I know.
blonde angel. There's
Yep.
the dominatrix girl. There's the crazy, you know, psycho killer schoolgirl. You know,
Man.
No, like, I would be
you
in
guys
the. I would.
gotta get
My
on
legs
that.
are itching for a pair of fishnets.
Oh,
Yep,
you did it.
I'd be in the straight jacket, like down in the corner. Like I'm
Love it.
always wearing makeup anyway, but I'd have my makeup done like even thicker. I'd be like looking around, like all like whacked out, like ticking. Like it'd be fantastic. You would have such a good time.
I'm really, you know, I'm really, but what I'm saying is your music crosses genres on everything. That's why I really brought it up earlier in the show. And it's great that so many artists like Amy Lee and Lizzie and Pink and everybody has touched
Everyone.
are not afraid to break out. And that's what I'm saying. Look, you got something going. And I love that you said, embrace your crowd, because the younger people aren't afraid. Look, it's us old farts that go,
It's the older
oh,
They're afraid. Yeah.
yeah, it's the younger crowd who aren't afraid going, look, I'm not afraid to be different or diverse or whatever, or to be myself. And your music's hitting that notch right there.
Thank you, love. I appreciate that.
Well, we love it. And you and I will talk about a couple things. And
Let's do it. We got a drag show to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're so there. We were so going to Lips. The four of us.
Oh my God.
The four of us. Oh my God, Metal Summit night at the Lips.
That would be so great with the penis cake. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so
I
great.
love penis cake.
we will definitely make that a thing. Angel, let me
Please,
pick it
God,
up.
that would be so great.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Angel, let's kick it up to you, buddy, for a final question from yourself and anything that might have popped up from the fans.
Really? Popped up?
Just from our good friend Myra. It's great to see another female rocker coming up. Stand your ground and just do you. Great advice from her. She's a great friend of the show. We love her to death.
Amen.
I'm trying to keep a straight face, by the way.
Yeah,
I
see
can
that.
never
It's
keep
not
a
going
straight
so well.
face.
Yeah, but Rachel, you gave me an idea
Oh no.
for
Oh,
prom
boy.
night.
I would take my idea.
I need a dominatrix for prom night
Yes.
because all I need is a scarf so I can dress up as Kelly Hansen, the singer from Foreigner,
I love
and a
that.
dominatrix. So if there's any dominatrix and you're available, Saturday, October. Damn, I
Do you
forgot
want to
the
use
date.
my outfit?
30th.
Yes, I'll use your outfit.
I'll send it.
You can spank me, whatever. Tie me up.
Everything.
Sorry.
Saturday, October 30th, Angel.
There you go.
My
That's
dad
the
held
date.
The
Oh.
project. He didn't know what it was, and he was
Yeah.
posing with me. I was like, "Dad, you don't know what that is, do you?" And he was holding it so proud, like trying to whip people. And I'm like, "No, not my dad, not my dad."
Yes.
Oh God, not my dad. And
not
that
today.
pride famously sits in my
Oh.
room. It's bedazzled.
Hey, Candy,
Nice.
what are you doing October 30th?
Not today, Satan.
Come on, she
Yeah.
used to be. She does have to dress. I used to dress as a dominatrix during the Alex Cooper tribute band
With the
days.
gag and everything.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like it.
Angel, talk about that. See if Candy's schedule loosens up because she's got to come down from Canada, dude. But see if she wants to come out to Masquerade.
I will write a
I
letter
want to
to.
do Rachel's. I can. Crazy House. I'm telling you, we're doing it drag.
Hell yes.
You need a Jaguar. You need a Jaguar, and you need to be able to do the split.
For what?
Or here I go again.
No. Look, no. Crazy House. We're doing something better than
Here
that.
I go again would be great too, though.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Just to see if he can do the split.
Uh,
Yeah.
it would be like a bat. It would be like a faggy cartwheel.
I mean, what would that be? A fart wheel?
Queef. No.
Oh my
Oh, stop.
Okay.
Okay. On that note,
Someone's gonna pass out again.
Oh God.
So,
Your mom is never gonna let you come back and hang with us
I don't
again.
even know if she's watching. I think she's. Mom, are you watching? Mom,
She's probably watching the
she's
murder
watching.
show on how to murder us.
she's got.
heard her say, "I
But
hate you." Mom,
if she's watching, she's got the reddest face.
Well, she's watching a murder show. She's probably thinking how she's going to murder me first,
yeah,
then how she's going to murder
she
Steve.
knows how to get away with it. She's watched enough of these shows.
I thought Steve was a nice Jewish boy.
Eat grapple.
It's the quiet ones you got to watch out for. I'll tell you.
Exactly. So, Rachel, just kind of as like a fun closing question, how about this? So, you were talking to us off the air about your boyfriend being a heavily tattooed member of the
Wow.
community. So, do you
Anybody?
are you yourself like a tattoo person? From visually, you don't appear to be, but do you have an interest in getting them?
One. I don't have a Lewis. Where is he? Anyway, no, I don't have a single one. And what's so funny is like I was never like physically attracted to babe. What? Can you come here? I was never physically like, attracted to heavily tattooed people, yet then this guy waltzes. Hey babe,
Hello.
can you just say hey? Can you just
hi.
maybe take
Hey.
What? Oh, wow.
take off your shirt, babe.
Sure.
Give
Oh
us
my-
a second. I know, yeah, but no, I have no tattoos.
He's taking his off.
Angel,
Full
Angel.
on, like,
Yep, I'm doing.
woohoo! Thanks, babe.
Hold on, who am I? Hold on one
Yeah.
second. Can you do that again?
Yeah.
You had-
What is
oh,
this?
Well, he took his off.
I know, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to take yours off.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, just take our shirts off, except for me.
My God, Bob.
Yeah. He's wearing my shirt too.
Dress for a few.
Nice.
Very cute. Yeah. Anyway, this is Lou, everyone.
Hey, Lou.
How are you?
Hey,
Um,
You guys are
See
great,
you,
bro.
brother.
All time.
oh God, have you?
Is he wearing a Yankees hat?
Are you?
No, it's a little.
Oh, it's a Louis hat. Oh, excuse me. He's very bougie.
Yes.
Yes, but anyway, no, I was never really into tattoos, and I don't know, something went right with this one. So
Do you fancy yourself becoming a little bit more illustrated?
no, he doesn't want me to be. Neither does my mother.
Fair
Isn't
enough.
that critical?
Very.
Yeah.
Nice Jewish people don't get tattoos. So.
Yeah, we're not even allowed really in our religion. We can't get buried in a Jewish cemetery if we've got one.
Yes,
Steve, what happened
Kind
then?
of screwed.
I'm not nice.
Well, we know that.
That's super duper cool.
You're just
Hey,
sensitive.
Lou, just met him last week on Instagram. Someone met you on Instagram.
Hi.
He's Instagram.
Oh, I thought you just said you met him last week on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
no, that
That's
was
like me on Grind. Oh, stop, Bobby. No.
Do you read the screen?
Bobby, that's just you on Grinder, bro.
Oh, but here's a question for Bobby.
Lord.
Look, I'm only trying to increase our, popularity.
Well, this
Yeah.
is gonna help. Angel, why don't you read Bobby this question?
Okay, what is a penis cake and where can I find one?
My pants.
It says literally. Hey,
Penis cake, not your pants. Does anybody listen?
He's got no shirt on. Good for you, Bobby.
I mean, what do you want to tell him where you can find one?
We gotta go to Lips. We're
We
all
gotta go
going
to
to Lips to get a penis cake.
Yeah.
So Myra, you have to drive
And
up
they're
or fly up.
cream filled.
There you go.
They're cream.
Oh,
Oh
that's
Okay.
wild. Well, I'm gonna jump in here. On that note, Rachel, we really got to thank you for spending your evening
Yeah.
with
my
us.
God. Oh,
love.
thank you guys. You have
What's always
cheered
been
me
really-
up. Love it.
What's always been important to us is honestly how you feel. Did you feel that you had a good time? Did you like your questions? And do you feel that this was worth your evening?
You want me to fill out a survey?
Yeah.
You want a suggestion? I would love to fill out a survey. No, I have 5 stars.
Google review.
This was actually the most fun I've had on an interview. You ask interesting questions, not the usual stuff. So
Well, you'll
Love-
never get that here.
No, you'll definitely you'll get the standards, but there's going to be so much more fun.
yeah,
Than
you threw me
standards.
some curveballs, so I appreciate that.
And
You're
we don't
very,
have
very
much
welcome.
of a standard either. So
Yeah,
No, we have none.
but
No standards, no morals.
No morals. That's all
we
right.
thank
We
thank
don't-
you so much for taking some time out of your evening to hang out with us. Good luck with everything. Anything you need
Okay.
from us
Yes,
as far as
we're
singles you
here.
want to
I
push.
just want a drag show performing my song.
we are
Right.
so doing that. Look, I'm.
That's all that I want.
I will take one for the
I
team
did
and
my
dress up
head
in a
and now I
drag.
can't get it out. So please.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, the 4 of us doing your video in drag will be the shit.
Someone
gotta
needs to
get
pour
Steve a
water
wig.
on somebody.
Yeah, we got to get Steve a wig.
Why?
Yeah, we
Sinead
gotta-
O'Connor's bald, dude.
You know what?
You're
A blonde wig, like curly hair wig.
gonna look like that chick from The Greatest Showman. What is?
Yeah. What's her
Can we
face?
make her look like the
The
Rachel
Vietnamese?
chick that
Yeah,
dated
Rachel
Kip
chick.
Winger?
Oh
Oh,
my God,
geez.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing for sure. But again, Rachel, thank you so much for spending your evening with us.
Thanks,
We're so
guys.
glad that you had a good time. We had a great time with you.
Good time.
Anything that you need from us, whether it's pushing singles, putting out news, don't be a
Drag.
stranger. We know that you and
Dressing in
Steve talk,
drag.
so let us know anything that you need to push. And we really appreciate you spending your time with us tonight.
Well, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank
And
you,
hopefully you'll
Rachel.
have me again. I hope.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you will. Look,
Without a doubt.
We'll promote everything you do. We love you.
Good luck with everything, guys. I love
I
you
gotta
guys.
get you. I gotta
Absolutely.
get you down to one magical weekend doing gay days at Disney.
Gay Days at Disney sounds amazing.
Awesome.
Sounds
you,
great.
Love you. All right,
Love
bye.
you.
guys.
Take care.
Love you too.
Absolutely. Thank you
Bye.
guys as always for tuning in with us. We appreciate Rachel for spending her evening with us. And as always, Metal Summoners, it's also all about you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in as always every week. Got another great one for you next week. Guest announcement will be on Friday, so look out
Yeah.
for that. Make
you
sure
heard,
that you're hitting us up on all of our socials, guys. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. So definitely make sure that you're following those, but also subscribe to the notifications. That way you know when that stuff is going on. Also follow us on TikTok as well. We do the guest announcements on there also. So show us a little bit of love on TikTok as well. But yeah, so follow us Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And follow all of our personal pages as well. The Psycho Steve page, the very eclectic Bobby Dreyer page, the dominant Angel Alamo page, and you've got me with my Salem J page as well as my personal one as well. So show some love to the boys. As always, thank you, Jamar, for helping us out as always. And show a little bit of love to Jamar. We always appreciate everything.
We love you, Jamar. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, as always, fans. We will see you next week. Announcements are coming up. For Angel Alamo, for Psycho Steve, for Bobby Dreyer, I'm Jay. And on behalf of Rachel Lorin, we thank her as well. Thank you so much, Metal Summoners. We'll see you guys next week. You know where you've been. You know where you are. And again, we'll be there with you next week. You've been watching the Metal Summit.
hold it.